Chapter 91, The Highest State of Loading B. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The woman's got an agenda. She's playing the successful classmate card. She and Li Ying went to high school together, but she sees herself as miles above Li Ying. Back then, Li Ying was the popular one, the pretty one, while she was just nobody. The girl who tried too hard to please everyone. She was jealous of Li Ying. After college, she went all out on the makeover and snagged herself a sugar daddy, Zhao. The moment she spotted Li Ying in the restaurant, she switched into that exaggerated, condescending tone. Seeing Li Ying still dressed like she shops at the flea market, she felt a surge of satisfaction. "I'm sure your boyfriend's a sweetheart," the woman said, dripping with sarcasm, "but sadly, he's broke. So, you have to suffer along with him." Xia Tian just sat there quietly, letting the woman put on her little show. "How old's your brother?" Zhao asked Xia. "He's starting freshman year this fall," Xia replied. "Oh, young. Maybe he'll amount to something someday," Zhao said, talking down to him. "Li Ying, your boyfriend has a decent eye for clothes. Not name brand, but the look works," the woman said, sizing up Xia's outfit. "Yeah, not bad. I guess even thrift store finds can look alright these days," Zhao chimed in with the same attitude. "Where's Lin? What's keeping him?" the woman asked, glancing at the entrance. "He's on his way. Brother Lin's always swamped," Zhao explained. "Li Ying, I'm going to introduce you to someone important later. We all call him Brother Lin. His family owns a company. If you need a job after graduation, he can hook you up. He'll do it for us. He'll take care of you." The woman looked at Li Ying like she was doing her a massive favor. She was just trying to show off how well connected she was. Li Ying didn't say a word, just listened to the two of them playing their games. "Sorry I'm late." A tall, fair-skinned guy appeared at the door. He looked to be about 5 feet 11 inches. "No worries, we just got here ourselves," Zhao said quickly. "These two your friends?" Brother Lin asked, after he sat and saw Li Ying and Xia. "Brother Lin, this is Li Ying, an old high school friend of mine, and that's her boyfriend," the woman said by way of introduction. "Cool. Since they're friends, let's all eat together," Brother Lin said generously. "Brother Lin, you're always rocking different outfits. That stuff you're wearing can't be cheap," the woman said. Even though she couldn't place the brand, she knew Brother Lin wouldn't be caught dead in something cheap. "Oh, it's alright. About $2,000, Brother Lin said with a nod. "You're something else, Brother Lin. Always decked out in the best," the woman gushed. Brother Lin just smiled. He glanced at Li Ying, and nodded to himself. He could tell at first glance that she was a knockout. Up close, she was a total bombshell. Even without makeup, her skin was flawless. Then he turned his attention to Xia. He was curious to see what kind of guy would be dating a girl like that. When he saw Xia, he could only think, a handsome dude with a beautiful girl. But he quickly dismissed it. In this world, it's about power, not looks. Looking at Xia's clothes, he frowned slightly. They looked familiar, like he'd seen them before. He pulled out his phone, scrolled through his photos, and finally found it. After a careful comparison, he was stunned. "Brother Lin? Brother Lin? You okay?" the woman asked, seeing Brother Lin staring off into space. Brother Lin snapped back to reality. He pointed to Xia's clothes and asked, "Is that a limited edition XXX brand? The one they only made one of in Shanghai?" "I have no idea. Someone gave it to me," Xia said with a shrug. It was just another one of the outfits Xing Ro had bought for him. He had no clue about the brand. Brother Lin checked his phone again, comparing them closely. He had sneaked those pictures the last time he was at the store, hoping he could afford it someday. "It's gotta be. It's the real deal." "Brother Lin, what are you talking about?" Zhao asked, looking confused. "I'm talking about the clothes he's wearing." I've been dying to buy them, but they're ridiculously expensive. Like, $2,000. I'm saving up, Brother Lin explained. $2,000. The other three were speechless. The woman's face was a mask of disbelief. She had been mocking Xia's cheap clothes, implying they cost a few bucks, but they were actually $2,000. It was a whole different league. She finally understood why the guy didn't look like he shopped at Goodwill. Dujun was even more shocked. He had dismissed Xia out of hand and even talked down to him, but now he was wearing clothes worth that much. Brother Lin, are you sure you're seeing things right? The woman asked, clinging to her last hope. Positive. I've seen that outfit a million times. I could draw it from memory, Brother Lin said confidently. Hearing Brother Lin's confirmation, the woman wanted to disappear. She was mortified. It was like a street vendor lecturing Li Ka-shing on making money. She was totally out of her depth, and the woman finally understood what that meant. Li Ying looked at Xia with surprise. She had no idea he was loaded. A knockoff? Could it be a fake? Dujun asked Brother Lin, grasping at straws. Nah, I've seen the fakes. They're not even close. It might look similar, but it's not in the same universe as the real thing, Brother Lin said, shaking his head and looking at Xia with envy. Hearing Brother Lin's confirmation again, Dajun's heart sank. He wanted to bang his head against the wall. He was the one who was trying too hard. When he looked at Xia again, he realized how wrong he was. He always thought he was a master of appearing successful, but Xia sitting there, not saying a word, was in a whole other league. That was next level flex. Chapter 92, Wacky Beads. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The food's here. The owner set down the 4 dishes the army had ordered. Looking at them, Dajun's appetite vanished. Hey Lin, I'm suddenly craving something else. Let's hit up another place. Yeah, Lin, I'm feeling kinda queasy too. I've got this weird thing, stir-fried dishes could literally kill me, Li Ying's friend said dramatically. Alright, let's bounce. Lin didn't get what was going on with them, but he agreed anyway. Li Ying, gotta run. I already covered the bill. Enjoy. Li Ying's friend bolted from the restaurant, clearly mortified and desperate to get out of there. The two of them practically escaped the small restaurant. Before leaving, Lin waved goodbye to Li Ying and Xia. After they left, the restaurant was quiet again. Li Ying stared at the 4 meat-heavy dishes, speechless. Had her friend only come to pay for them? Wow, your clothes really are pricey. Li Ying looked at Xia's outfit. She thought it looked great on him, but she hadn't expected that price tag. Yeah, Xia nodded, his expression echoing theirs when he saw the cost. Are you some kind of Prince Charming? Li Ying asked, smiling. Okay, I'll admit I'm okay looking. Rich? Not really. A friend gave me these clothes. Xia explained. A friend who gives away clothes that expensive sounds pretty rich to me. Li Ying guessed. Anyway, what's your major? Xia asked Li Ying. Marketing, she replied. Cool. How about I hook you up with an internship? You could get some experience when you don't have classes. Xia knew Li Ying wasn't exactly rolling in it, otherwise, she wouldn't be working service jobs at KTVs. I'm still a student, my schedule's all over the place. You think they'd want me? Li Ying knew she was limited to odd jobs like waitressing or dishwashing when she wasn't at the KTV. It's cool. I'll give you an address and a number. Just say Xia sent you. Xia handed over Zheng Ro's number. He was a special general manager at Zheng Group now. Surely Zheng Ro could arrange an internship. After they finished eating, Xia drove Li Ying back to Jianghai University. Go on. I like watching you walk away, Li Ying said. She didn't go inside but waited until Xia was out of sight before turning around. After leaving Jianghai University, Xia headed straight to that familiar bar. Sister Hong and the thief were already there, chatting. Xia plopped down next to Sister Hong. Hey, is there no space next to me? The thief asked, annoyed. Yes, Xia replied. Then why aren't you sitting next to me? The thief accused. Look how far away I am and you're already steaming. If I sat next to you, you'd incinerate me. Xia said to the thief. Alright, you two are always bickering, Sister Hong said, trying to mediate. Humph. The little beauty was a decent drinker, she downed a full glass of wine. Sister Hong, someone's gonna try to give me some grief here soon. We're having a little contest. Is that cool? The thief looked at Sister Hong. As long as you don't break anything. Sister Hong's reply was simple and to the point. Don't worry, it's just my senior brother and sister. They're trying to steal something from me. It's a battle of wits, not a brawl. The thief explained. So, there's actual ranks for you thieves now, Xia said. It was the first time he'd heard of such a formal structure. Seeing the thief and Xia argue, Sister Hong smiled. About half an hour later, a man and a woman sat down beside the thief. The man was handsome, and the woman was beautiful. After taking a closer look at Xia, he realized their sect seemed to have looks requirements. Pirate, you got the goods? The man asked. Xia realized that pirate was the thief's name. Of course, the thief nodded. Sister Hong, mind if we switch spots? Xia was worried the impending showdown might affect Sister Hong. Sure, Sister Hong nodded. A red bead appeared in Pirate's hand. It looked like a glass marble, but after using his X-ray vision, Xia discovered the truth. This wasn't glass, it was a diamond. To grind a diamond into a bead like that was insane. More importantly, there were blood veins inside. The bead looked red because those veins made it appear that way. Xia took a closer look. It was definitely fresh blood, blood that was still flowing on its own. In other words, the blood inside the bead was alive. Xia knew immediately, this thing was a treasure. Robber slipped the beads into her pocket, then her senior brother moved slightly. You're cheating. Nonsense. If I wasn't talented, I wouldn't be the stealing star. The stealing star had seen Xia's hand just now. She'd pretended to put the beads in her pocket, but they were actually between her fingers. At that moment, Robber's senior sister came to her side and tapped Robber's arm. Robber's arm started to hurt, and the beads fell from her hand to her brother's. You're playing dirty, Pirate said. Her arm felt numb. Something must have been in her sister's hand. She'd felt a prick and then lost sensation in her arm. If I didn't have that kind of skill, I wouldn't be your senior sister. Thief's senior sister said, smiling. Junior sister, looks like you lost today, so that thing's ours. We had a deal, the thief's brother said, tossing the red beads into the air. He was the pirate star. Humph. Pirate scoffed. Junior sister, your skills still need some work. Remember to say hi next time you see your senior brother and sister. The thief's senior sister teased. The pirate's brother tossed the beads in the air again, trying to get under the pirate's skin. Hey, where's the beads? The thief's brother's expression suddenly changed. The beads had disappeared. Chapter 93, Good Ecstasy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Where are the beads? The thief's senior sister was stunned. What just happened? Why did they suddenly vanish? This was too strange. Could a thief have taken them? But his right arm is paralyzed, and there's no way his left arm could move that fast. The thief himself was completely baffled. He couldn't believe it. The beads had disappeared right in front of him. No one knew better than him what had happened. He'd tossed them up, but they never came back down. He hadn't put any real force into it, maybe enough to throw them up a foot. Did they fall on the floor? The pirate's senior sister asked. Look for them, the thief's senior brother frowned. Even though it was unlikely, it was the only thing they could do. They searched for a long time but found nothing. Finally, they looked at the pirate, suspicion in their eyes. Little junior sister, did you do something? Are you crazy? You lost them, and you're blaming me? I'm telling you, that's a treasure our master left behind. If you lose it, you're both dead. She glared at them, furious. Hey, don't talk like that. You were part of this too. At worst, they were lost while all three of us were trying to grab them. If Master finds out, you won't escape the blame either. What does it have to do with me? You guys already won, the pirate said angrily. We won, you say? Where's the proof? The pirate's senior sister smirked. Today, we both came up short. We'll be back next month. If something's missing, Master's gonna be pissed, and no amount of pleading from us will help. You're so low. You already stole it, and now you're denying it. The pirate knew what they were doing, trying to make her the scapegoat. Low. Don't think so. After shooting one last disdainful glance at the pirate, the two turned to leave. Just then, Xia spun around and bumped right into the thief's senior brother. The glasses in his hands went flying, spilling all over the guy. Oh, my bad. Sorry, let me wipe that off for you, Xia said, wiping at the spilled drink. What are you doing? Get out of the way, the thief's senior brother snapped, pushing Xia away. Alright, I'm going. Xia went back to his seat. As the thief's brother turned to head down the stairs, he realized his legs weren't working right. He tumbled head over heels down the steps. Senior brother. The pirate's senior sister rushed to his side. The thief looked suspiciously at his tumbling senior brother, then noticed Xia's smug grin. He figured Xia had something to do with it. So that's how you do a roll. Such grace, such style, Xia said with a smile. You're the one who did it, the thief's senior sister accused, pointing an angry finger. Xia was the only one who'd touched him. What's wrong with me? Xia asked innocently. Junior sister, let's get out of here, the thief's senior brother said, shooting Xia a dark look. He knew Xia was behind it, and he'd get his revenge. Sister Hong had seen everything. The thief and his sister couldn't see Xia from their angle, but she could, from Xia grabbing the beads to the deliberate bump into the thief, it was all calculated. As for how Xia had made him fall, that was still a mystery. She figured it was some kind of trick, maybe like anesthesia. Serves them right, the pirate said, feeling much better now that the other two had left in disgrace. I'll say, your brother carries a lot of stuff on him, Xia said, raising his hand and dropping dozens of items on the bar, including 8 wallets and a dozen phones. How did you do that? The beautiful pirate thief asked, shocked. She was a pro. She knew her senior brother's skills better than anyone, but Xia had stolen his stuff. Could it be that Xia was one of them? Thinking that, the pirate stared at Xia in disbelief. It's a secret, Xia said mysteriously. Whatever, don't tell me. Then, the pirate pouted, then suddenly realized something. She turned to Xia and asked urgently, did you steal that bead just now? No, wasn't it always in your pocket? You put it there yourself, Xia said solemnly. I didn't put it in my pocket, it was on my finger, but didn't my senior brother snatch it? The pirate explained. She thought Xia hadn't even noticed her trick. Sister Hong smiled. Shao Xing, check your pocket. Hearing that, the pirate cautiously reached into her pocket. Hey, it's really here. Seeing the red bead in her hand, she was ecstatic. This time, she'd kept it. If she could keep it for a year, she could go back and learn Master's most powerful technique. Wait, the beads were just in my brother's hands. How could they be in my pocket? The pirate suddenly realized what had happened. She turned to Xia. I see, you did it, didn't you? What did I do? I have no idea, Xia said, casually flipping through the pile of stolen goods. Hey! He suddenly spotted a photo. It was of nothing but a small bamboo slip. Anyone else would have tossed it aside. There were tons of pictures like that online, but Xia clenched his fist. The thing in the photo was the scroll of heaven, exactly like his. The scroll of heaven had appeared. If he was right, what the islander had said a few days ago might have something to do with it. if he wanted to know the truth about his father's past, he had to get his hands on the scroll of heaven. What's wrong? Sister Hong asked, noticing the photo in Xiao's hands. Ah, nothing. Xiao recovered. Sister Hong, you can deal with all this stuff. I've got to run. See ya. Yeah, he must have done it. He's so amazing. If he's willing to help me, I'll be able to keep this bead, the beautiful pirate said to herself, looking up to find that Xia was already gone. Chapter 94, Bingxin #039, S request. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia figured the guy from Country D was probably trying to break through to the next level. Since Xia planned to step in, he'd lie low for the next couple of days and then strike from the shadows. Back at the apartment, Yi Qingxue and Bingxin were already waiting. Whoa, Xia said, a little surprised by the reception committee. You're back. Sit down, we need to talk, Yi Qingxue said, looking serious. What's up? Why the big production? Xia asked, sitting across from them. Okay, here's the thing, we need a favor, Yi Qingxue said intently. Cousin, just spill it, Xia replied, eager to know. All right. We need you to come with us to Jianghai University tomorrow. There's a taekwondo competition, and we need you to pretend to be Bingxin's boyfriend, Yi Qingxue said bluntly. Oh, not this again, Xia groaned, feeling like he was stuck in a loop. First, he was using his cousin as a shield, and now it was Sister Bingxin. What? You gonna argue? Yi Qingxue asked, hands on her hips, all bossy. Nope, Xia said, nodding furiously at Yi Qingxue's intimidating look. That's what I thought, Yi Qingxue said, satisfied. By the way, that outfit looks sharp on you. Wear it again. And soon I'll take you shopping for some new clothes so you don't have to wear the same few all the time. Xia hurried back to his room. Yi Qingxue was scary, alright, but she had a good eye. She could tell at a glance that the clothes looked good. As for Yi Qingxue wanting to take him clothes shopping. Fine. Xia looked at the clothes Xing Ro had bought him in his closet, and his heart broke a little. Man, this is way too extravagant, he muttered, closing the closet. He couldn't bear to look any longer. Back home, Xia resumed practicing the Tianxing. Early the next morning, Xia bought breakfast for the two girls. Since they had to go to Jianghai University, Xia didn't go far for his run, just around the block. If you weren't my cousin, I might actually have a crush on you. That's so sweet of you, Yi Qingxue said happily, eyeing the breakfast on the table. After breakfast, the three of them walked to Jianghai University together. The taekwondo competition was at 10. There weren't any classes this morning. Yi Qingxue and the others headed straight for the student arts club when they arrived. Brother Tian. The girls exclaimed when they saw Xia, rushing up to him. Whoa, back up. I'm allergic to that, Xia said, dodging them. Brother Tian, have you thought about what I said last time? I've been waiting for your answer, one of the arts club girls said, gazing at Xia adoringly. Brother Tian, don't listen to her. I'm still innocent, another arts club girl said, even more direct. Are you all losing it again? Let me tell you something, this is Bingxin's date for today, and no one better mess with that, or they'll regret it, Yi Qingxue said, glaring at everyone. They all knew the score. Since Xia had a job to do, they knew they couldn't hit on him. They could only give Xia resentful looks, and some even gave him bedroom eyes. Xia, do you play Go? Bingxin asked softly, gazing at him with what looked like genuine affection. Xia saw Bingxin's eyes and nodded. He figured whatever she was feeling was just for the moment. Let's play a game of chess, Bingxin said, taking out the board and pieces. Careful, Bingxin's pretty good at Go. She's the best in our arts club. She's gone over 100 moves with a national player, Yi Qingxue warned. She's played with a national player? Xia perked up. He'd played chess with his dad since he was little, and he'd never won. I wonder if my mental powers have gotten strong enough that I can peek at more pieces now, Xia thought. His mental powers were getting stronger all the time. Before, he'd get dizzy after using his clairvoyance for a minute. Now, he could use it continuously for 3 minutes, easy, and then pick it up again after an hour or two of rest. Ladies first. You go, Xia said, looking at the chessboard. It felt like his own world, and he could do whatever he wanted. Bingxin didn't hesitate and placed the first piece. Xia put his piece in the center. What are you doing? Bingxin asked, confused. She'd never seen chess played like this. Xia, do you even know how to play chess? Yiqingxue asked, displeased with Xia's move. Just keep playing, Xia replied with a slight smile. 10 minutes later, sweat beaded on Bingxin's forehead. Even though it had only been 10 minutes, there were less than 60 pieces on the board. She'd once played chess with a national player, and she'd only lost after 100 moves. But she'd only played a few dozen moves with Xia, and she felt an overwhelming sense of danger. No matter where her pieces were, she felt like they were about to be surrounded and destroyed. There wasn't a safe place on the entire board. I give, Bingxin said, unable to continue. Even though 3/4 of the board was empty, Bingxin knew that if she played there, the result would be exactly the same. You lost? How'd you lose so fast? Yiqingxue asked, staring at Xia in disbelief. No matter where I put my pieces, I felt like I was in danger. It felt like the entire board belonged to him, Bingxin explained. I didn't know you were such a shark, Yiqingxue said, slapping Xia on the shoulder with a knowing look. He just got lucky, Xia said, embarrassed. He'd tested himself just now and found he could see twice as many pieces as before. He could see all the changes within 15 pieces. Xia figured that even if he played with his dad now, he might actually stand a chance. Bingxin. A voice called from outside the arts club. He's here, Yiqingxue said, her expression turning serious. Bingxin moved to stand next to Xia. Bingxin, my competition's about to start, and I'm gonna win the championship today, for sure, a man said, barging into the arts club. When he saw Bingxin holding Xia's arm, his voice became strained. The man's smile disappeared. Who are you? A wave of hostility emanated from the man, undisguised. He glared at Xia. Chapter 95, Tall, Rich and Handsome. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The atmosphere crackled with tension, like a showdown in some ancient battle, the two just standing there, locked in a mental game. Ahem, let me introduce you. This is Bingxin's boyfriend, Xia. Yiqingxue stepped between them. And this is Gao Fushuai. Bingxin and he practically grew up together. They're childhood friends. Oh, childhood sweethearts, huh? Hey there. Xia offered a friendly handshake. Gao Fushuai returned the handshake, sizing Xia up. As a man, I gotta wonder, what are you even good at? As their hands clasped, Xia felt Gao Fushuai start to squeeze, testing him. If you want to play rough, I'm game. Xia smiled slightly and subtly increased his grip. The color drained from Gao Fushuai's face. He hadn't expected Xia's hand to be so strong. He felt like his bones were about to be crushed, but he was too proud to say anything. Ouch, that hurts. Xia yelped dramatically, pulling his hand away. Gao Fushuai, what are you doing? Bingxin rushed over, gently rubbing Xia's hand. Xia feigned pain. It's nothing. Gao just wanted to test my grip strength. Maybe he didn't quite know his own strength, and he got a little carried away. Gao Fushuai, I'm warning you, if you hurt Xia, you'll have to answer to me. Bingxin glared at Gao Fushuai. Gao Fushuai was at a loss. He was the one being hurt, but Xia was playing the victim. It was his own fault for being so arrogant and challenging him. Just go on back. You have my word that I'll be at your competition. Bingxin dismissed him. Okay. Gao Fushuai turned and left, looking utterly defeated. As soon as Gao Fushuai was out of the art department, Yi Qingxue flashed a triumphant smile. Seeing Xia and Bingxin still holding hands, she said, "All right, you two, break it up. You've held hands long enough." Bingxin quickly pulled her hand away. Xia, you were amazing. You're wasting your talent not being an actor." Yi Qingxue praised. She knew Xia could hold his own, he was never one to back down, and the way he faked it just now. You were totally faking. Bingxin realized, now feeling foolish for believing him. You didn't even notice. You were too close to the situation to see clearly, Yi Qingxue said with a sigh. After Gao Fushuai left the art department, he was in a foul mood. He'd wanted to put Xia in his place, but he hadn't succeeded. Instead, Xia had practically broken his hand, and then Xia had the nerve to play the victim. Shameless, utterly shameless. I'll expose him for who he really is and show Bingxin his true colors. Taekwondo was a popular independent club at Jianghai University. Like the basketball team, they had inter-university competitions. Today's match was between Jianghai University and Dongfang University. Yi Qingxue, Xia, and Bingxin arrived at the arena to watch. This was Gao Fushuai's special invitation. He was the star player of the Taekwondo club. He's practicing his Taekwondo, Xia remarked, glancing at Gao Fushuai. Yeah, and he's really good, Bingxin confirmed. So, you two have known each other since you were kids? Xia asked Bingxin. We grew up in the same neighborhood. He was always getting into fights as a kid. He was the leader of our little group, Bingxin explained. And we're here just to watch. Xia asked again. Just watch. Don't get into a fight with him. His family has connections, Bingxin warned. I never said I wanted to fight him, Xia said, feigning offense. Okay, I'm sorry, Bingxin said, placating Xia. Humph. Gao Fushuai snorted when he saw Bingxin and Xia being affectionate. With a name that flashy, it's no wonder he's so arrogant. The first time Xia heard the name Gao Fushuai, he was taken aback. What were his parents thinking when they named him? Hey, don't talk about people behind their backs, Gao Fushuai snapped, glaring at Xia. Relax, I'm just chatting with my girl. Xia smiled innocently and casually put his arm around Bingxin. Seeing this, Gao Fushuai's anger flared. He turned away, practically seething. Gao Fushuai, get ready, you're up. The Taekwondo coach shouted. Gao Fushuai put on his fighting uniform. Dongfang University also sent out their best fighter. That with a single kick, Gao Fushuai knocked his opponent to the ground. Whoa, impressive. Yi Qingxue exclaimed, surprised by Gao Fushuai's speed and power. Go, Gao Fushuai. Way to go, Gao. That the Taekwondo club cheered him on. Dongfang University sent out their second fighter. This time, the opponent immediately backed away, dodging Gao Fushuai's initial kick. But Gao Fushuai spun into a roundhouse kick and knocked him out as well. He's super talented. When he was a kid, he learned some kung fu from the soldiers in the neighborhood, and later he picked up Taekwondo. He combines the two styles, making him even more powerful. He also has a solid foundation, Bingxin explained. Gao Fushuai secured the first 2 points for Jianghai University, then he proceeded to knock out the third, fourth, and fifth players with just a few kicks each. The crowd was ecstatic. Even the spectators were chanting Gao Fushuai's name, while the other side seemed demoralized. Bingxin, check this out. This is what a real man looks like, Gao Fushuai thought to himself. Dongfang Academy sent out their 8th contestant. Hello, my name is Takeshi Taro. The 8th player greeted Gao Fushuai as he entered the ring. You're Japanese. Gao Fushuai's voice dripped with disdain. I see that your taekwondo incorporates Chinese kung fu. I hope to use my karate skills to teach you a lesson about taekwondo, Takeshitaro said coolly. As you wish. Gao Fushuai lashed out with a kick, but Takeshitaro sidestepped it. Gao Fushuai was known for his relentless attacks, each move flowing into the next. If the first blow missed, the second one would follow immediately, then the third and fourth. Takeshitaro never engaged with Gao Fushuai, always avoiding his strikes. Just as Gao Fushuai launched a powerful roundhouse kick, Takeshitaro stopped retreating, lunged forward, and struck Gao Fushuai with a sweeping blow, sending him flying. Chapter 96, Install B1 Lang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What the? Gao Fushuai's instructor was floored. His opponent hadn't used taekwondo, but his timing was impeccable. *BM*, Takeshiro slashed a palm across Gao Fushuai's neck, sending him crashing to the ground. Huff, huff. Gao Fushuai gulped air, feeling like he'd nearly died, unable to even breathe for a moment. Foul. That's a foul. That's not taekwondo. Protest. Protest. He's totally cheating. The Jianghai University crowd roared. I'm not cheating. Before we started, Fu Shuai already agreed to this. Ask him yourself if you don't believe me, Takeshiro shouted back. Gao Fushuai, still winded, managed to stand and confirmed, yeah, I agreed. Then we can keep going, Takeshiro said, eyeing Gao Fushuai. That guy's using karate, Bingxin observed, frowning. Mixing karate with taekwondo? That's low, Yi Qingxue agreed with a nod. He could probably fake karate easily, but he seems to prefer just crushing people's confidence, Xia noted, having watched Takeshiro closely. His attacks are crazy fast and pinpoint accurate. Gao Fushuai, less impulsive this time, kept his eyes glued to Takeshiro, ready to react. Ha! Seeing Gao Fushuai hesitate, Takeshiro launched his attack with a punch. Gao Fushuai, anticipating the move, instantly countered with a leg kick. But as he did, he saw Takeshiro smirk. Arg! Crack! The sound of bones snapping. Takeshiro had pulled back his punch at the last second and then slammed his fist into Gao Fushuai's knee, dislocating it. Gao Fushuai. Medics. Where are the medics? The taekwondo coach yelled, shaking his head. Xia watched the scene unfold, then followed Bingxin towards Gao Fushuai. Even though Bingxin wasn't exactly fond of Gao Fushuai, they'd grown up together. She'd always thought of him as a brother. Seeing him get wrecked like this, she was naturally worried. Seeing Bingxin's distress, Xia moved quickly and grabbed Gao Fushuai's leg. Aya! Gao Fushuai screamed. What are you doing? Get away from him. The taekwondo coach, knowing Xia was Gao Fushuai's romantic rival, assumed the worst. Just fixing his leg, Xia said calmly. Don't touch him. The medical team's on their way. The coach grabbed Xia's arm, trying to pull him away. By the time the medical team gets here and he's in a hospital bed, he'll be laid up for a year, Xia countered, applying pressure to the coach's arm. Click. Let go of me, or I'll get rough. The coach threatened, feeling Xia's grip. Fine, whatever. Xia released him and stood up. Hey, my leg doesn't hurt as much anymore, Gao Fushuai said, testing it. It was still uncomfortable, but the pain was significantly reduced. Take it easy. Go back and rest for 3 days, Xia instructed. Everyone stared at Xia, finally realizing that he had actually set Gao Fushuai's knee. Thanks, Gao Fushuai said sincerely. Don't thank me. Blame my girlfriend for being too worried about you, Xia said, a hint of jealousy in his voice. Don't get the wrong idea. I've always thought of him like a brother, Bingxin quickly clarified, not sure why she felt the need to explain, even if it was just an act. Takeshiro, who had been watching, was visibly surprised to see Gao Fushuai's leg fixed so quickly. He'd heard legends of hidden masters in China but never believed them until now. Hey, you, wanna come up and try your luck? Takashiro challenged Xia. Mr. Wanduzi, you think you're funny? Xia retorted, deliberately mispronouncing the name. It's not Wanduzi, Takashiro corrected, not understanding the joke. Mr. Koyamada Shinko, if you want to get beat up, go pick on someone in the streets and stop bothering me, Xia said dismissively. Hearing Xia's mispronunciation, the crowd started to snicker. My name is Takashiro. Don't you guys have any pride? Are you too afraid to take my challenge? Takashiro pressed, still missing the joke but stirring up the crowd. Oh, so you're pretending to be Biichiro, Xia said, pretending to have an epiphany. Pleased to meet you. Seeing Takashiro get played so easily, the crowd burst into laughter, including some from the stands. Hey, Takashiro, he's making fun of your name. A student from Dongfang University shouted. Damn it, is all Jianghai University good for is trash talk? Doesn't anyone in China have the guts to step up? Takashiro's arrogance backfired, offending almost everyone. Fine, I accept, Xia said, his patriotism stung by the insult. Be careful. He's strong, Yi Qingxue warned, knowing Xia was serious. Be safe, Bingxin said, apparently lost in her role, forgetting their relationship was just a charade. Xia strode onto the stage. Aren't you wearing protective gear? Takashiro asked, eyeing Xia's lack of equipment. Waste of time, Xia replied, his expression grim. So cocky. Let's see how tough you are after I teach you a lesson, Takashiro sneered, sizing up Xia's slim build, thwack, star, the sound of something squishing. Without a word, Xia kicked Takashiro squarely in the groin. Boo! Takashiro's eyes widened, his face contorted in agony as he clutched himself, collapsing to his knees. It's not even a holiday, but you're bowing down. I don't have any pocket money for you, Xia said, looking at Takashiro's misery. From now on, we'll call you Nutscracked Ichiro. The crowd was stunned. The attack had been brutal and swift. Before Takashiro could even react, Xia had delivered a crippling blow. Chapter 97, Cut Off Offspring. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Xia's move, Yi Qingxue and Bingxin were stunned. Nobody expected that. They thought Xia was just going to show off a little, but the outcome was crazy, one kick. That's all it took for Xia to take down his opponent. It was unbelievable. Takashiro was the only one who knew how much that kick hurt. Right now, he was thinking about the cherry blossoms back home, and how maybe he'd be stuck looking at them forever. Foul! That's a foul! The Eastern Academy coach yelled. What rule? I don't know Taekwondo. He wanted me to fight him, but he was too inexperienced. I just used a kick, Xia said, shaking his head. Xia's attitude just made the Eastern Academy coach even angrier. It wasn't just about getting beaten. Xia's kick was dirty. There was no way Takashiro could have defended against it. Like the saying goes, skill can only take you so far when someone brings a knife to the fight. The Eastern Academy coach was convinced that in a straight-up fight, that skinny kid wouldn't stand a chance against Takashiro, who was his most talented student. Takashiro had the perfect combination of Taekwondo and karate to maximize his power. That was low. Really low, the Eastern Academy coach said, fuming. What's so low about it? Who says you can't kick someone in the nuts during a fight? It's a family technique, Xia said, acting confused. Yeah, right. Like you have some secret family technique. What is it, the dragon taming 18 palms or toad style? The Eastern Academy coach sneered. Nutscracker 9000, Xia said casually. You. The Eastern Academy coach felt like he was about to have a stroke. This kid was infuriating. If you're so tough, fight Takashiro fair and square, instead of using cheap shots, the Eastern Academy coach shouted, not willing to admit defeat. He didn't believe Takashiro had lost. Don't you think he's had enough? Xia asked the coach. Are you scared? The Eastern Academy coach shot back. Yeah, I'm scared. Scared he's gonna die, Xia said, shaking his head. Some people just love to be abused. Fine. Since Takashiro's injured, I'll take his place and finish the match with you, the Eastern Academy coach announced. Eastern Academy had this in the bag. They were gonna win this one easily, until this skinny kid showed up and ruined everything. Are you kidding me? You're gonna bully a student? The Jianghai University coach stood up, outraged. This is between him and us. The match is over. Takashiro already beat your best guy, Gao Fushuai, the Eastern Academy coach said. Not from what we saw. Your Takashiro just lost to one of our Jianghai University students, the Jianghai University coach countered. He's not even part of your Taekwondo club. It doesn't count. And he wasn't using Taekwondo, the Eastern Academy coach argued. Neither was Takashiro, the Jianghai University coach pointed out. That was between Takashiro and Gao Fushuai. You can do whatever you want, but you have to use Taekwondo, the Eastern Academy coach said angrily. But I seem to remember Takashiro agreeing with our student, the Jianghai University coach said, smiling. Humph. The Eastern Academy coach grunted. He was speechless. What the Jianghai University coach said was true. Hold on, Takashiro, who was kneeling on the ground, suddenly said, struggling to his feet. The Eastern Academy coach was ecstatic, thinking he'd recovered. Takashiro, give it your all. Teach this punk a lesson he won't forget. Don't worry, coach. I won't let him get away with this, Takashiro said, glaring at Xia. He still remembered the pain from that kick. Mr. Broken Ichiro, are you sure you want to continue? Xia asked Takashiro. My name is Takashiro, Takashiro said angrily. Sorry, my mistake. Xia smiled, then looked at Takashiro and said, so, Mr. Ichiro, let's continue. I said, my name is Takashiro. Takashiro roared. What's your name? Xia asked again. My name is Taksh. Before he could finish, Xia kicked him in the nuts again, this time making sure he really felt it. Oof. Yi Qingxue and Bingxin were speechless, same kick, same guy, same spot, even the Eastern Academy coach was stunned. Seeing Takashiro's face, he shouted, call the medics. Quick, call the medics. The match was over, the audience was silent after such a dramatic turn of events. The Jianghai University fans, though, were loving it. Watching this random guy beat up some islander was pretty satisfying. Well, Gao Fushuai sighed. Xia's victory might have been a little dirty, but he still won, he got revenge for him, and he saved face for Jianghai University. You're too much, Yi Qingxue said, playfully hitting Xia on the head. Careful, you'll make me stupid. And if I'm stupid, I won't be able to get married. Then I'll have to rely on you, and you'll have to marry me, Xia said, laying out his logic. I'm your cousin, Yi Qingxue said, glaring at Xia. If I'm stupid, I'll forget you're my cousin, Xia said, looking at Yi Qingxue innocently. Okay, you win, Yi Qingxue said, giving up. You, just wait. My brother's already in Jianghai. He's gonna destroy you, Takashiro yelled weakly. If your name is Nuts Broken Ichiro, does that mean your brother's name is gonna be Nuts Exploding Ichiro? Good names, Xia said to himself as he walked away. Chapter 98, Zhao Tianyu #039, S Revenge. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia skipped heading back to the literature and art department with Yi Qingxue and the others, and left Jianghai University altogether. He'd just gotten a call from the little nurse, who said she needed his help. So, instead, He went straight to the coffee shop where he was supposed to meet Bai Yi. "Don't follow me," Bai Yi said as she entered the cafe with a man. "I've been looking all over for you. Isn't that dedication?" The man ignored her and trailed right behind her. Bai Yi spotted Xia and her face lit up. She went straight to the table and sat down across from him. The man marched right up to Xia. "Move it. Can't you see Mai Yi wants this spot? What if I don't feel like it?" Xia's voice was cold. "Then I'll toss you out." The man's attitude was pure arrogance. "Zhao Tianyu, he's my friend," Bai Yi said, glaring at the man. "Your friend? You're meeting some guy I don't even know. What's up with that? You're supposed to be my future wife." Zhao Tianyu frowned at Bai Yi. "Zhao Tianyu, I'm warning you, I don't have anything to do with you. If it weren't for your dad, I would have called the cops a long time ago." Bai Yi was getting angry now. She'd come to see Xia, but this Zhao Tianyu had to tag along like a bad penny and start trouble. We're practically engaged. Your dad promised." Zhao Tianyu said quickly, his face twisting with displeasure. "He agreed, not me." "Go marry him yourself," Bai Yi said, keeping her voice down, not wanting to cause a scene. You can't talk about your uncle like that. He's doing it for your own good." "I'll treat you like a queen if you marry me," Zhao Tianyu said, looking at Bai Yi intently. "What a tool," Xia muttered. "Who are you calling a tool? It's gotta be because of you, right? You're the one putting these ideas in Yi's head." Zhao Tianyu rounded on Xia, blaming him for everything. "Well, it's just the three of us. Who else would I be talking about?" Xia shook his head. "Looks like you're not just clueless, you've got some serious IQ issues. You dare insult me?" Zhao Tianyu's face turned red, his eyes burning with rage. "Misunderstanding. I'm not insulting you. Cluelessness is a condition, it needs treatment," Xia said solemnly. "Looks like I need to teach you some manners, show you who's boss," Zhao Tianyu said, clenching his fists and taking a swing at Xia, not caring who saw him. Boom, star-a figure crashed to the ground, but it wasn't Xia, it was Zhao Tianyu. "I seem to remember you saying you were gonna throw me out. Right?" Xia grabbed Zhao Tianyu with one hand, hauled him to the door, and gave him a heave. Zhao Tianyu landed outside with a thud. "Whoa!" Bai Yi, the cute nurse, was taken aback by Xia's sudden violence. "Peace and quiet," Xia said, returning to his seat. "Nah, this isn't over," Bai Yi said, shaking her head. "Isn't it better now?" Xia smiled faintly. "Zhao Tianyu holds a grudge. You've gotta watch your back," Bai Yi warned. "Sure," Xia replied casually. "Seriously, I mean it. Be careful. That's just how he is." The cute little nurse sighed, seeing that Xia wasn't really listening. After all, she was the reason this whole thing started. "Okay," Summer replied again. "I came to you today because I wanted to ask about something," Bai Yi said. "Have you ever heard of a strange illness that makes you feel freezing cold every full moon night, no matter where you are, no matter how warm the room is? You're talking about full moon chill. It's hereditary, and most people who have it don't live past 30, Xia said. He'd heard his father mention it before. "You know about it?" Bai Yi looked at Xia, surprised. "I've heard a little," Xia nodded. "Do you know how to treat it?" Bai Yi looked at him hopefully. "I know a bit," Xia said. His father had told him that it could be treated, but only managed, not cured. The problem was in the blood. Unless you replaced all the blood, you could only keep it in check. "Really?" Bai Yi's eyes widened with joy. "Yeah," Xia said, slightly taken aback by her reaction. "Can you help me? My mom's side of the family has it, and my mom died from it," Bai Yi pleaded. "Sure, but you have to be my girl," Xia said, smiling. Deal, Bai Yi said without hesitation. Huh? Xia was surprised. That was easy. That's it? Yep, Bai Yi nodded. But you have to treat my grandma and the others too. I can only manage it. I can't cure it, Xia explained. I know, Bai Yi said. She knew all about the illness in her family. There he is. Get him. He beat me. Beat him to a pulp. I don't care about the money. 5 or 6 burly guys with clubs showed up at the entrance of the cafe. Behind them stood Zhao Tianyu, the guy Xia had just tossed out. Everyone in the cafe scrambled out of the way. The waiter quietly called the police. Get out of the way. Don't get hurt. Zhao Tianyu yelled to Bai Yi. Zhao Tianyu, what the hell are you doing? Bai Yi stepped in front of Xia. I've never been humiliated like this. He actually dared to hit me. He's gonna pay. Zhao Tianyu roared. I'm here. I won't let you hurt him, Bai Yi said, facing Zhao Tianyu. What's the matter now? Why are you hiding behind a woman now? If you are a man, stand up and see how I deal with you today. Zhao Tianyu ignored Bai Yi and looked at Xia mockingly. Zhao Tianyu, are you crazy? He's my friend. I won't let you hurt him. Bai Yi yelled at Zhao Tianyu. No one can do anything today, I'm going to kill him. Zhao Tianyu's anger was beyond control. He had never been hit, not even by his parents. Xia said, stepping in front of Bai Yi. Women are for protecting, not for using as shields. Chapter 99, The Front Teeth Are Knocked Out. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Alright, if you have the goods, hand him over, then kill me, Zhao Tianyu yelled, furious. He wanted the guy in front of him dead, and not just because he'd gotten his butt kicked. Zhao Tianyu was sure Bai Yi and this guy were an item, and he wasn't about to let anyone take her away. He'd do anything for Bai Yi. Huh, Summer chuckled, ice in his voice. Zhao Tianyu's goons charged Summer. They knew Zhao Tianyu wasn't kidding around. Even if they beat this punk to death, Zhao Tianyu would take care of it. They were ready to take Summer out. Kneel. Summer grinned, spitting out the word. The big guy's knees buckled, and they went down hard, their faces slamming into the ground. When they tried to get up, a few were missing their front teeth. What the hell are you doing? Get him. Zhao Tianyu yelled when they all went down. The goons didn't know why they'd fallen, but hearing Zhao Tianyu's orders, they scrambled to their feet and charged Summer again. Kneel again, Summer repeated, and the goons faceplanted again. Even the guys who'd managed to stay up the first time went down. Coincidence? Could it be a coincidence twice in a row? Zhao Tianyu was stunned, then roared, what are you doing? Get up. Don't forget who's paying you. The goons on the ground really didn't want to get up, but hearing Zhao Tianyu's words, some struggled to their feet. They were relying on Zhao Tianyu to survive. Bruised and battered, they still stood up. Do it. Whoever takes him down gets a bonus. Zhao Tianyu shouted. A big reward always brought out the brave. Hearing Zhao Tianyu's words, the goons suddenly perked up. Swinging their clubs, they charged Summer. Some people just don't learn, Summer sighed, making a fist with his right hand and punching one of them in the face. Then he attacked with both hands. In no time, the goons were a pile of bodies. Summer was sitting on top of them. Whoa! Everyone in the coffee shop was speechless. Taking down 5 big guys with clubs, barehanded. Even Zhao Tianyu was stunned. This was way beyond anything he'd expected. He'd been thinking about damage control after the murder, and now this. So, what else you got? Summer asked Zhao Tianyu. Let's settle this once and for all. Who the hell are you? Zhao Tianyu stared at Summer, fear in his eyes, backing away. Police. A cop showed up. That's me, a waiter said, voice trembling. What's going on here? Get down here, the cop said, already seeing Summer. Okay, Summer grinned and hopped off the pile of bodies. Officer, it's him. He's the one doing the beating. Look at what he did to those guys. Arrest him. Zhao Tianyu shouted, acting like he'd been saved. You beat those guys? The cop frowned, looking at Summer. Yep, Summer nodded. Blood all over their faces. They're seriously injured. You know that? The cop said, looking at the goons. The blood on their faces has nothing to do with me. They fell. Maybe the floor's too slippery. I was just defending myself. Ask the waiters, Summer explained. Fell. You think I'm stupid? 5 guys this big can't just fall like that, the cop scoffed. I try to be honest, and you still don't believe me, Summer sighed. Don't give me that. If the floor was slippery, why don't I fall, boom, star. As if to prove his point, the cop's legs gave out, and he landed on his butt. The cop was taken aback. He hadn't expected that. I told you the floor was slippery, Summer sighed again. Ahem, the cop coughed awkwardly. Even if they fell, they couldn't have fallen like that. Look at their faces. Their teeth are gone. Officer, they did fall, and they were attacking this gentleman with weapons, the manager stepped forward. We have it on camera. Hearing camera, Zhao Tianyu cursed to himself. He'd forgotten about that. He quietly turned and headed for the door. If he could just get away, the rest would take care of itself. Hey, where do you think you're going? You haven't told me how we're going to settle things, Summer called out to Zhao Tianyu. Everyone turned to look at Zhao Tianyu, who froze in his tracks. Take them all in, and take the surveillance video, the cop said, confused. He wanted to bring them back for questioning. You can't arrest me. Do you know who my father is? Zhao Tianyu shouted. Don't care who he is, the cop said rudely. You better watch what you say. I know your badge number. If you dare arrest me, I guarantee you'll be fired tomorrow, Zhao Tianyu yelled. I've been a cop for a long time, and I've never done anything wrong. You think you can get me fired? I'm still taking you in. You brought those thugs here, right? The cop finally had a solid lead. If I say no, I can't. My dad has connections. He knows Uncle Li, the police chief, Zhao Tianyu shouted when he saw the cop was serious. Li too, huh? The cop asked. So? You scared? Zhao Tianyu sneered. Humph, even if Li too breaks the law, I'll still arrest him, the cop said, his face serious. I'm here to uphold the law, not be his security guard. Summer applauded. Well said. Very well said. Chapter 100, Rude Father and Son. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Everyone was hauled down to the station, and I went along to help with the investigation. Little Nurse Bai grabbed a cab, those other 5 guys were seriously out of luck. They were brought in to give statements. After we got to the station, the cops reviewed the surveillance video. Looked like my actions were justified self-defense. They slapped me with a $200 fine, and that was that, but those 5 guys and Zhao Tianyu? They were in deep trouble. Those 5 planned to do some serious damage with weapons in broad daylight. That's a felony. And Zhao Tianyu, the mastermind, had his arrogant face caught on camera. Who arrested my son? 2 guys barged out of the station office. Officer Li. Officer Li. Everyone in the precinct snapped to attention and saluted. Captain Qian, didn't I tell you to cut him loose? Why isn't he out yet? Director Li asked Qian. Director Li, Shen Ergu made the arrest, and you know how he is. Captain Qian looked embarrassed. That bonehead again. Director Li's face darkened. Hey, Li, who's this Shen Ergu? I want to see who's messing with my family. Zhao Tianyu's father was fuming. Alright, let's talk inside. Director Li led the way. They got to the interrogation room, and through the glass, they saw Shen Ergu grilling Zhao Tianyu. I was sitting on a stool outside, chatting with Bai Yi. Yi. Zhao Tianyu's father did a double take when he spotted Bai Yi. He didn't like seeing her laughing and talking with me while his son was locked up. Uncle Zhao, Bai Yi said, losing her smile, but her body language showed she wasn't a fan of Zhao Tianyu's dad. Who is this guy? Zhao Tianyu's father asked, clearly annoyed. I'm her husband, of course, I said casually. Bai Yi knew that was trouble. Zhao Tianyu's arrogance came straight from his father. Compared to his father, Zhao Tianyu was just a kid playing grown-up. What do you think you're doing, trying to steal my Zhao family's future daughter-in-law? Zhao Tianyu's father glared at me like I was already dead. And who are you to say my wife is your daughter-in-law? I wasn't backing down. Who are you? What are you doing here? Director Li looked me up and down. Li, knowing a dead man's name isn't going to change anything. Zhao Tianyu's father said coldly. He was making it clear what he wanted. Okay, I'm a dead man. I smiled. This was a family thing, acting like they could get away with anything. Zhao Tianyu pulled the same stunt, and now his dad was doing it, like there were no consequences and he was running the local crematorium. What's going on here? A beautiful woman came in. It's Captain Lin. Director Li jumped to greet Lin Bingbing. He knew she came for money, so he never even considered making a move on her, despite how pretty she was. Director Li, what's up? Lin Bingbing asked, looking at the group. Sis, I'm here. I yelled excitedly when I saw Lin Bingbing. Summer, what are you doing here? Lin Bingbing frowned. In her mind, my being here meant I was probably fighting again. Xia Xia. Your name is Xia Xia. Director Li was taken aback when he heard the name. He knew that name all too well. The whole Team Lu mess had to do with me. If he hadn't been quick on his feet, he might have been in serious trouble. You know me? I asked, suspicious. I know you. I'd recognize your name in my sleep. Director Li stared at me, looking grim, and then said to Zhao Tianyu's father, let's take care of business first. Yeah, my son, who arrested my son? Zhao Tianyu shouted angrily. They opened the door to the interrogation room. Dad, get me out of here. Zhao Tianyu was almost in tears when he saw his father. Son, what happened? Who messed with my son? Zhao Tianyu's father shouted angrily when he saw Zhao Tianyu's condition. He did, and that guy outside. Zhao Tianyu pointed to the cop, Shen Ergu, who arrested him, and then to me outside the interrogation room. Zhao Tianyu's father walked up to Shen Ergu, ****. Who do you think you are, arresting my son? Zhao Tianyu's father hit Shen Ergu, so arrogant, so full of himself. Openly assaulting a police officer at the police station, Shen Ergu was stunned for a second. He knew exactly who the guy in front of him was. Director Zhao, right? You just attacked a police officer in the police station. I'm arresting you now. Ah. Hearing Shen Ergu, Zhao Tianyu's father was caught off guard and slapped Shen Ergu again. This time, Shen Ergu dodged it, grabbed his arm, pulled handcuffs from his belt with his left hand, and cuffed him. You dare to handcuff me? You know I can get you fired. Zhao Tianyu's father glared at Shen Ergu. I don't believe it. I've never done anything wrong. I'm proud of what I do. Shen Ergu said proudly. How dare a little cop talk to me like that? Zhao Tianyu's father was about to hit him again when he saw the handcuffs and stomped his feet in anger. Shen Ergu, take those off. Chief Zhao is here to inspect the work today. Director Li said, frowning. I have enough reasons to keep him locked up. Shen Ergu shook his head. You. Director Li didn't know what to do with Shen Ergu. You're suspended without pay. Why? Shen Ergu asked, unconvinced. Why? I can get you killed in a heartbeat. Zhao Tianyu's father said angrily. I don't think so. Shen Ergu responded. Okay, tough guy. Li, what do you think about this? Zhao Tianyu's father looked at Director Li. Ergo, apologize to Director Zhao now. Director Li said, frowning. Director Li, he doesn't seem to have done anything wrong. He was the one who got hit. Lin Bingbing walked up. Who are you? Chief Zhao looked at Lin Bingbing's police badge. You're just a captain. Do you even have the right to speak here? Get lost. I'll give you one chance to apologize to my friend, Police Flower, I said from the back.